When it came to purchasing my first home, I really wanted to consider my lifestyle, not just now, but in the future, because this is a long-term investment and my plan is to be here for a while. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 3 things that I kept top of mind as I moved through the home buying process. And I wanna encourage you to create your own list after hearing mine so that you're clear on what you're looking for as you search for homes. And it helps you to direct, your search online as well for the homes that make sense for you. So it's making this whole process easier. So number 1 was the location. I am not a suburban girl. Never have been, likely, I won't say never. Never have been. Maybe I will be one day. That's not my lifestyle. I'm from the city, went to school in the city, now I live in a city. Like, that's just my life. I don't like being forced to drive an hour to get in and out of the places that I want to be. So I want it to be centrally located, meaning that I'm 20 minutes from the things that I like to do, which is the gym, the grocery store, which is actually closer to 10. I can get easy access to the freeway. Like, I'm near a bunch of hospitals, and that's important to me because my plan is to turn my place into a short-term rental for traveling nurses. So proximity is very, very important. And again, I don't like to drive. So if my lifestyle is that I hate driving, over an hour, then you need to be centrally located. So that was a big determining factor for me. I didn't want anything super far from a freeway, a highway, whatever you call it. I'm from Cali. And I wanted to be able to get to the places that I frequent within 20 minutes. And that's what this home has provided me with. 2 was the price. So a lot of people just see the mortgage and think that that's it. And I hate to bust your bubble, but that's not. So there's a mortgage, which is, inclusive of your principal, which is basically the base that is due to the home, which is your mortgage essentially. Then there's your interest rate, which is assigned by your lender, which could be a bank, a person, whatever. Then there's your taxes, which are also required, likely a portion is required every month. And then there is insurance, and that's basically homeowners insurance. But then there's also PMI. So if you don't know what PMI is, it's basically private mortgage insurance that's required for anyone that is putting down less than 20% as a down payment. So because I put down less than 20% on my home, I have to pay 5 things: principal, interest rate, taxes, insurance, and PMI. So people don't think about that. And then beyond that, depending on what kind of neighborhood you're in, you can also have an HOA, which is a homeowners association fee. Now that is usually annual. You usually pay it one time and then you're done, but it can range. It can be as low as $1,000 annually to $5,000 to $10,000. Like, it really just depends on the structure of your home and the amenities that they have to maintain. So I'm thinking about all of that in addition to my bills. So I was thinking about my electric, I was thinking about my water. Like, I ran the research to see what the average is for like the size of the home that I was interested in. So once I added all that information and I saw that, okay, PITI, PMI, HOA all in is this amount, and I already created a peak number of what I didn't want to exceed in my monthly home expenses, I felt comfortable. I ran all that and I was like, okay, bet, like, this works. Like, I'm not breaking the bank. I don't want to exceed 30% of my income, on this house, and thankfully, like, things have worked out, which is why I'm not leaving for a minute. Okay. Number 2 is, so that was number 2, I think. Yeah. So number 1 was location, and number 2 was price, all in price. And then number 3 was the condition of the home. So some people are DIYers. They will see, I know someone who purchased a home, and she's very DIY. She's into home improvement, rehabbing, like redoing counters and stuff like that. That's just not me. I know I'm gonna have to be that way because I'm a real estate investor in training. But for right now, where I lay my head, I need everything to be in its exact place. I need it to be the most fresh, the most new, and I need to be able to call someone if something is not working. And that's what the new construction route was for me. It was a no-brainer. At first, I was open to a home maybe a year or two old, but I was like, what's the point? If I want new, let's just go all out. If you think it's small, we need to be thinking big. Literally, like, let's not even beat around the bush. This is too long of a process and too expensive of a process to settle for what you don't want. So you really got to know yourself. And I know myself, and I'm not a DIYer. The things I have DIY'd around the house, they're average looking, okay? I leave the real stuff to the professionals. And thankfully, because I have a warranty with my house, the big things are covered, which means it's an added layer of insurance, essentially. And most new constructions, new builds come with it because they want to protect their investment just as much as you do. So a lot of the big changes, you know, if something goes wrong within like the first year, they'll come out and fix it, you know, and then something as big as like the roof, usually that's covered for longer, maybe 5 years, something like that. This is at the discretion of each builder. But knowing that I have that warranty gives me a peace of mind. Have I had to use it for anything major? No. At most, my water heater has gone out and they've come and fixed it. Literally. I'd rather go that route than have to try to figure out how much I should be paying, you know, some contractor to come out and fix it. Like, again, I know I'm going to have to know this stuff. And I do know this stuff because I do my research, you know, and I'm blessed to have connections. But like the average person is not going to want to go that route if they don't have to. So like buying brand new has been a game changer. Like everything is built up to code. Literally. Like, well, granted, I've been in here for a while, but like when I bought it, everything was built up to code. And that's really important because that means it's built to the standard that is required for homes in this year. So those are the 3 things that were important to me that reflect my lifestyle. You really have to know yourself. So just to recap, and again, I talk about all this in Ready to Own, which is my 100-page workbook for first-time home buyers that are eager to start the home buying process, but need a little direction. So this is a workbook. I go over tons of things in here. Renting versus owning, understanding the cost of home ownership, finding your dream home, submitting an offer, closing on your home and moving in. So like what happens after all that? I have tons of checklists, like realtor checklists, home preference checklists, and then some important terms to know. Like it's really detailed, y'all. Like I wish I could get into it, but like I highly recommend this book. And it is linked in the description. But again, just to recap, number one is location. Again, I'm not somebody who likes to drive, especially where I live, child. I don't like to drive. So location was important. I can get most places in 20 minutes. Number 2 was the price. I had a number that I had set based on my income that I didn't want to exceed, and this home allowed me to stay under that max. And then number 3 was the condition of the home. I'm not a DIYer. I didn't want to have to go in and fix stuff. I didn't want to buy something and then 5 years later have to fix the roof. Like that's just not my ministry. So you have to know yourself. If you prefer to be a damsel like me, then new construction, a new build may be best for you, or something 1 to 2 years old that is still built up to as close to current code as possible. So thank you for watching. Please comment below if you have more questions. Again, the link to Ready to Own is in the description. It's really good. Like I have prompts in here for you guys too. Like get into it. So it's linked in the description. And if you have recommendations for more videos that you'd like me to record or more topics, please let me know. But thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.